try to weed through the millions of games here. Capcom's always a popular booth. Almost there. So Devil May Cry 3. What this game is different this year is that it's, rather than the last game, which was kind of focused on being outdoors and a lot of shooting, this year it's really going back to basics where it's a lot more confined. But unlike the last game, it's a lot quicker. A lot quicker than the first game too.
All right, so this is the third Burnout in the series. It's certainly one of the best looking games at E3. And what we're going to do is we're going to just show a little bit of racing, show how fast the game goes, and show some fantastic particles, some of the great graphics, and get a real sense of speed.
We are showing off Unreal Championship 2 here at the Microsoft booth for Xbox. It's Xbox exclusive, and the whole pitch for this game is bring a knife to a gunfight. You have guys who have swords, you have guys who have staffs, you have guys who use their fists against guys with rocket launchers and insane energy weapons. You look at Unreal Championship 2, it has, ranged weapons from rocket launchers, and then it has melee weapons. So you see this kind of Unreal meets Soul Calibur gameplay. We decided that, a lot of other games are going with the whole Halo route, they're doing the vehicles. We're famous for zigging when other companies zag.
We have 4 different modes of play, which we've never done in a Mortal Kombat game. We have a puzzle game, a board game, a single-player adventure game, as well as online on both PlayStation 2 and Xbox.
Are the fatalities in this one also going to be background specific?
A lot of the backgrounds have fatalities specific to them, and they're actually used in the fight, so it's a certain area of the background that you knock your opponent into.
The fourth installment to the PC, taking off after the last movie has ended, and players get the chance to control the Matrix and let them write their own destiny within the Matrix.
And what makes this online playing experience different from the competition?
It has the wire fu gameplay, it has all the special effects that people love from the movie, and the fact that you get to control the destiny of the mythology and be able to have an active participation in that is a never before seen thing in games.
Not your usual way into the E3 Expo Pavilion, the U.S. Army made a dramatic entry, dropping in via a Black Hawk helicopter. The Special Forces team are here to promote America's Army, the official U.S. Army game.
We're showing Half-Life 2 again, and everybody's very excited. They're saying this is great. That's our big focus, getting it out this summer. The biggest problem was that we bit off more than we could chew. Some people broke into our network, downloaded the source code, and distributed it on the internet. That was very demoralizing for us.
Half-Life 2 has only been confirmed for the PC. However, console gamers don't need to go computer shopping yet.
Yeah, right now we're planning on doing an Xbox version. As far as anything else, we'll have to see.
This year we see a darker, meaner, tougher Prince. He's a little older now. He's a little more worldly. He has 2 swords and armor, and he's much more aggressive than he was in the first one.
And now it's time to make your big announcement that everybody's been waiting for. What is it?
We're very pleased to announce that Splinter Cell 3 is going to be out for Christmas. Splinter Cell 3 raises the bar higher than people thought it could go. And just as Splinter Cell 1 revolutionized the stealth genre by the way it used lighting, Splinter Cell 3 and the graphics in that game are beyond what anyone else is showing at the entire E3 show.
The Nintendo DS and Sony PSP aren't the only new hardware at E3 2004. We take a peek at the latest gaming innovation, Phantom.
The Phantom gaming service is really the first on-demand gaming service that lets you get access to any game anytime from the comfort of your home. We include a piece of hardware, what we call the Phantom Game Receiver, which is some fairly sophisticated technology, but it's designed really to fit into the living room, to connect to the television in a broadband connection, and let you get access to just an enormous library of games from the couch.
Instead of heading to the store to buy games, Phantom downloads them right over your broadband connection. And this Phantom is about to materialize in your living room soon.
We're going to be launching the service on November 18th of this year, and for me that kind of seems like an eternity.
But we've saved the best news for last.
We're going to give the hardware away for free to anybody who signs up for a 2-year service contract, just like a cell phone.
You can play any side, you can play any soldier, you can drive any vehicle. our motto kind of was, if you saw it in the movies, you should be able to play it in the game.
And that's all of the movies, including the upcoming super secret Episode 3, which LucasArts is tight-lipped about. Instead, they're showing off intense online gameplay.
We have 16-player online support for PlayStation 2 and Xbox. We have 32 players for the PC, all with voice communication.
Tell me what's new and exciting about this chapter in the Doom series.
Well, what we've got here is Doom 3 Xbox, which is completely exciting for us. We're wrapping up Doom 3 on the PC. It's going to be out this summer. We've got an entirely new graphics rendering paradigm that John Carmack has created. It creates a world of just deep atmosphere.
And if you think bloodthirsty demons from Mars look scary, wait until you hear them.
We have just an unbelievable sound design, 6-channel surround. It encapsulates you, makes you got demons coming up from behind you, little whisperings off in the distance. Just terrifying, terrifying gameplay. We're really trying to make the living room the scariest place in your house.
Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay is a game based off the mythology from the Riddick universe, which consists of Pitch Black, the film from 2000, as well as the Chronicles of Riddick movie that comes out June 11th. What that means to the gamer at home who plays the game, the experience he sees in the game will sync up and match nicely with both the original movie and the sequel.
What about the influence of the actual film, Pitch Black, or the upcoming Chronicles of Riddick? What influence has that had on the game?
We took most of our influences from both the character of Riddick, and he's played in the game literally by Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel was at E3 to hype Riddick.
Vin is an avid gamer. He loves video games. He can't stop talking about them. So he's a natural to be in a game.
Riddick surely won't be Vin Diesel's last game appearance either. He has his own studio, Tygon, that is actively producing new games. Riddick lands exclusively on Xbox on June 1st. And we've got Wim Stocks of Atari, who's going to tell us what's going on here.
This is unusual for us. We've never really had quite a space like this. The last couple years, we've felt that the noise and distraction and the overall dilution of messages has caused us to step away from a traditional approach.
You guys are actually showing no game demos. There are no game demos.
We are showing, in front of getting into the space, we're actually showing Driver 3, which is our big release coming in the latter part of June.
Instead of games, Atari was showing off artwork inspired by their classic logo and custom consoles like this 50 Cent designed PS2.
We've felt that this is a far more productive use of the space, far more productive use of our time and energy, and every one of our partners who's been here to see us thinks it's just the greatest departure.
And I had a hard time departing from Atari's hip E3 paradise.
This game rocks. In this game, you are Hugh Hefner. You actually control him, move him around with a controller. You build the Playboy Mansion. You get to design it the way you want it to be. You can either build the actual mansion or your own mansion. While you're building that mansion, you're doing it so it can be the best place to party.
Namco's best-selling franchises are making their debut here at E3. So if you thought you'd seen the last of Ace Combat and Dead to Rights, think again.
Ace Combat 5, we got improved graphics, a bigger story mode, a bigger campaign mode, a lot more missions, a lot more planes, and we've got CG movies to tell you a great story.
Dead to Rights 2 is the return of Jack Slate and his canine companion, Shadow. Jack will have the ability to use all different types of mechanics at the same time. That's the slow motion dive. We'll have 13 different disarms. We've got up to 30 different weapons, including real-life submachine guns, everything from an MP5 down to a Colt 45 pistol to melee weapons. We've got an entirely new melee fighting system, along with a combo hand-to-hand fighting system as well.
Tales of Symphonia is our latest game for the GameCube platform. It's a departure from the regular Tales series that we've had in the past because it's turned from 2D to 3D.
If you're too scared to stick your hand in a giant tank of cockroaches, then Fear Factor Unleashed will let you confront your biggest fears on the PC and console. There's no game footage available yet, but we've got the scoop on what to expect.
It's really extreme sports action. I mean, that's type of it. It's going in and challenging the people that you're playing with, either in your living room or on your PC. There's going to be a full scoring system. There's going to be the puke-o-meter, which is going to measure the amount of puke that's coming out of you.
Look for Fear Factor Unleashed this fall.
One of the features which really makes the game stand out is the life simulation, we call it. This is about non-scripted AI characters, which means like every single creature, monster, NPC have their own reasons to be there. You're just an element, you're just a part of it,
It's basically changing the standard gameplay experience for first-person shooter.
And that's just scratching the surface. Keep your eyes and ears open for Stalker sometime this winter.
We're here celebrating our 25th anniversary of Activision. We have a heritage of providing AAA games, from games like Pitfall 25 years ago to what we're coming out with on June 29th, which is Spider-Man 2.
Activision's first next-gen Spider-Man was a blockbuster, but we wanted to know more about the web-slinger's new free-roaming gameplay.
Unlike a lot of games out there that are free-roaming in a horizontal sense, this game is free-roaming horizontally and vertically. So the entire city of Manhattan's mapped out for you.
Finally, we got drafted at Activision's World War II shooter, Call of Duty.
All right, Scott, tell me why I'm sitting in this Jeep. What's this thing doing here?
Well, this is here for Call of Duty Finest Hour, which is an altogether new game in the Call of Duty series, built especially from the ground up for the consoles. We drop you right into the heart of combat to experience the cinematic intensity, chaos of battle, and epic moments of World War II. We take you to Russia, North Africa, Western Europe.
We're very excited to have the worldwide debut of the PSP this year at E3. What we're really excited about is that I think this is a great fusion of what Sony does incredibly well, games, music, and movies.
The game is actually going to be like two games in one. So on one side is a 16 players class-based team multiplayer game, and on the other side is a totally redone version of Konga Back Day.
Medal of Honor Pacific Assault has a brand new engine. We also have dynamic AI. So virtually you can go through a level and not play it the same way twice, and the enemies will respond differently as well.
Battlefield 2 is going to offer, 35 different modern weapon systems, 35 different vehicles, over 30 different modern weapons you can get your hands on. All new squad control. With Battlefield 2, you can actually go in rank from private all the way through general, and as you do so, you unlock new features and privileges inside the gameplay.
This year, we're just trying to deliver the most authentic hip-hop product possible, so we've expanded the artists beyond just Def Jam. We got over 40 artists and celebrities in the game, all of which are playable, all of which are fightable.
Well, if you love the original gameplay style that was in GoldenEye, you're going to love Rogue Agent. We've really gone back to old school style, run and gun shooting like the original. Fight alongside Pussy Galore, Xenia on the top, Odd Job, Goldfinger, Dr. No, the best villains in the Bond universe. Anyone who's played the original or is into first-person shooters knows that you got to have a strong multiplayer mode. We have split screen, two-way and four-way split screen. We also support online play on the Xbox and PlayStation 2.
Lord of the Rings: A Battle for Middle-earth is a real-time strategy game. It'll be out this fall from Electronic Arts. It's all about fighting in the epic battles of all three Peter Jackson films. And you get to play as four different armies and battle all throughout Middle-earth to make sure that you either save Minas Tirith in the land of men, or you bring it down because you can play as the bad guys, the side of Mordor.
What do we have here?
This is a big favorite of mine, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. This is a follow-up of one of the games of the year from 2003, Metroid Prime. This takes Samus on a whole new adventure. She also has new weaponry, new items, as well as some classic items from earlier Metroid games. There's a 4-player mode. This is something the fans asked for in the last game, and really this year Nintendo is giving the gamers what they want.
That's a great idea for a game, Little Italian Plumber Guy. When did you guys come up with that?
I know, it's really wild. This is our new role-playing adventure for Mario called Paper Mario 2. But this is a role-playing game that is more of an action role-playing game. In this one, you actually have to time your hits, and so there's a little action and skill involved in all the battles.
But don't think Nintendo is settling on just using your skills with a controller. You're also going to be tested with your skills on the Konga?
This is our new rhythm game called Donkey Konga. It's going to be great fun. It's for the Nintendo GameCube exclusively. It's coming out September 27th. It uses over 30 popular songs, and it comes packaged with a special DK bongo. This is DS Metroid Prime Hunters. And what's really cool about it is it takes the Metroid franchise and it moves it into a 3D multiplayer game. The bottom screen shows your character. The top screen is showing a map of the area.
Along with Metroid Prime Hunters, the DS is going to give you your Wario picks with the all-new WarioWare Inc.
WarioWare Incorporated DS this is another game that's in development for the Nintendo DS, and it takes the WarioWare concept that started out on the Game Boy Advance and then just was released on the Nintendo GameCube, of quick 5-second mini games. It brings it into a new realm with the incorporation of the touch screen.
But it doesn't end there. Nintendo hasn't forgotten its mascot franchise players. There's a new Super Mario Bros. Game in the works, and once again, you'll be in control of Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Wario as you lick the bad guys in an all-new adventure. How much more do you want? Well, how about Super Mario Kart, PictoChat, and Animal Crossing DS? The Nintendo DS looks to be the one gift that will be going fast this holiday season.